Hey everyone, this is Donna.
And I'm Natanya.
So this is our first episode in this ongoing series
Oh, yeah.
of conversation, which we're going to be calling Timeless Moments, because when you don't know that time is timeless, I lie.
A true man, a true.
Because when you can remember, I think I remember when I was like 10 years old and it feels like yesterday. Little stuff that we
Mm,
used to do.
mm.
When people talk about time, time is just an illusion.
It certainly is.
So we're just going to be here talking about different topics and hoping that it can resonate with our audiences. Okay, so Natanya, since it's our first episode, just gonna tell people
I'm
who
so
you are.
excited. I'm Natanya. And again, this is Donna. But as for me, I'm so excited to be here with Donna, sharing love, excitement, you name it. With family is so important, and that's what you are to us. And Timeless Moment is all about you, all about the community. Just, grab some tea, grab some coconut water,
Coffee.
coffee, water. It doesn't even matter. Just come and sit down and listen, because trust me, you're sure going to relate.
You're going to relate. And anything we talk about, somebody's going to relate.
They are going to relate.
But let me tell you a little bit about myself. So my name is Donna, and I am a life coach, and I specialize in intergenerational trauma, sexuality, and sensuality. And then Natanya is the famous, I won't even talk. So I'm going to let you introduce yourself because then I won't stop probably.
Well, I wonder, where do I start? Sometimes I wonder, Natanya, you know, I am I'm a lifestyle coach, a social worker for so many years. I specialize in energy work, energy healing. I'm also a reflexology, as many of you already know, and I'm an author, and I'm just someone who just loves to make people happy and make people smile.
Oh my God! See,
that just always touches my heart.
Yeah, you know what? It's something for real who you are.
Yeah.
And I mean, we're going to be authentic in everything that we do, and there's some parts that probably will come up in the conversation, but hopefully the Canadians who are watching would understand because it's said in love.
Always.
One of the reasons Natalia and I have been talking about doing this for many, 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 many years.
True.
And because of where we were, and we keep saying we're busy, but sometimes busy doing what? Is the question. So what are we busy doing what? Right? So we decided, you know what, we're just going to do it. Why not do it now?
Yeah.
Do it right now.
We were saying this morning that nothing happens before the time. Absolutely nothing. And this is the time right now. And I know many of you are feeling the same way about something. Always. So we're so happy to be here with all of you. So, please just join us and be a part.
And it's so funny. For this first episode, we were thinking that we were going to talk about certain topics, but to be honest, I believe, Natana, what your thoughts on this? I think we should just let the audience know who we are and get to know us.
For sure.
For those who don't know us, I think we should just concentrate on it so the audience can probably identify with us and see who we are, and and we can go from there. And probably the second and third episode, then we can bring in other stuff. What's your thoughts on that?
I agree with you.
You agree with that?
Yes, let's go with that.
Yeah, let's go with that.
Let's go with that.
All right. God damn it.
Let's go with that.
All right then. So let me continue.
Oh, I love it.
My journey. So I'm an author as well. My background is I'm an accountant, certified accountant. And I was married for many, many, many years. I have 4 beautiful children, grandchildren, the whole 9 years. I know I don't look it, but yeah, grandchildren. Them kind of trying to age me up, but it's not happening. Nah. I've been through so much, and as the episode go on, I guess I'll interject some of those things that I have gone through in my journey. I'm also an author. My book is called Heads Up, Chest Out, Don't Own Your Shit. It's about taking accountability of yourself. It's about connecting with self. So in that way, you also connect with your sexuality. And as I said earlier on, for many years, that was, I specialized in talking about sexuality, sex and sexuality, and getting to know yourself. So that's my expertise. That's where I do my workshop. That's what we talk about. We talk about self-love. But for many years, in talking about the whole self-love, I misconstrue the concept of self-love, because to me, self-love is always giving of ourself and learning and satisfying our partner. And it's years after that, I come to realize that it's not about looking after the person. We have to look after these vessels first. So then in turn, I start teaching about understanding self. Go in deep and understand your true cause and your true, oh my God, what's the word? When I get excited, I get kerfuffles. But the true essence of who you are. And this is something that I talk about all the time in terms of why people are not connecting with self, because they don't know themselves. We think we do what we don't. We don't even know what we want. We're saying that we want certain things, but because other persons want it. But if you sit down in a place of quiet and understand who you are and so forth, then we understand. And I know I can go on. I remember when I met Natanya several years ago, and I came for a Reiki session and a massage, and my sister looked at me and said, "Donna, you're not breathing." I said, "Of course, man, I breathe. Who can't breathe? I'll be dead. You know, kind of da, 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 da." And she placed her hand on my stomach and said, "Sister, you know, I breathe. Yeah, you're breathing up here in your chest, like your chest is going up and down, right?" But I start dancing. I think I told you this. I start dancing at 5 years old. When you're dancing, they're always teaching you back, hop, straight up, the dive, you know, and have that posture. And not realizing with all that posture, probably themselves would be properly, but in my head, because it wasn't talked about the right way, you know what I'm realizing?
Yes,
You're misunderstanding. You know, suck your belly in. Kind of, they can't suck their belly in more than me. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? So you forget how to breathe. Like the true essence of breath. We're done for now. But you know, because I could take over the show, but Natanya is shy, so we're gonna pull some shit out of her. So Natanya, your turn. Your turn.
I'm shy, you know. I always say that I am, but people say, which part of you, right? It's one of the things that many people probably don't realize. It's one of the greatest challenge for me sometimes is talking about myself. Others speak about me or make references, but many people don't know that it's such a challenge for me, you know, and Donna knows this. And that's why she mentioned for so many years we've talked and I've always wanted to, you know, come on camera and do something, because many people see me, but they don't really know me. And I'm the type of person that I love the one-to-one with people, small groups. You know, I do so many things behind the scene that many people are not aware of. And that's how, you know, my name or my work gets spread, you know, just all over, whether it's in a community, whether it's across the continent, you know, different parts of the world. But being a social worker for so many years, since the 80s, and yes, I will not tell you how old I am, since the 80s, when I think about it, oh my goodness, it's been a number of years. You know, I've been through a great journey, you know, as a mother, as, you know, a friend, as a parent to community, as a wife, you name it. That's who I am. But at the end of the day, I think one of the reasons I'm recognizing now is despite the fact of, you know, who I am as a therapeutic healer, I do energy work. That is one of my greatest passion. What, you know, I love to do most of all is just watching people um, go through their change and the change in wanting to do better for themselves. Because no matter what, we all have a story and we all go through our own journey, don't we?
We all do.
Yeah.
We all do. I love that part where you talk about we all have our stories.
We really do.
Yeah.
We really do. And so many times when I get together with my sister here, you know, Donna, and so many others, we're always sharing stories. And I recognize too that We know we've known people for 10, 20, 30, 40 years. And I realize sometimes you're just getting to know them 20, 30, 40th year.
Yes.
And you wonder, how is this possible? But you also realize that's how long it has taken us to get to this point.
Hello. Preach, my sister. Preach.
Honestly. And I recognize that, you know what? We so live our lives, but we live it in someone else's shoes.
Hello. Say
in someone else's shoes.
Say it again for those in the back.
We all seem to be living our lives in someone else's shoes. And I really say this because I have gone through hundreds and hundreds of people walking through my doors. And more so than ever, I'm coming across so many elderly people who are our elders. And you look at, and some of the things that they say is, you know what? I am 70 and I'm 80 years old and I'm just starting to live my life, or I am having regrets because I realized that I was a pleaser. I was pleasing everyone, whether it was my spouse, whether it was my parents, whether it was my children, it doesn't matter. But how many of us can relate to that one day you just say, damn it, something goes off and you realize, holy crap. And then people look at you around you and say, who the hell are you? I don't recognize that person.
Who that?
Whoa.
You're not the same person.
You're not the same person.
Where's the person who's in? Yes. Where's that person?
Yes. And I think many of us can really relate to that.
Yes.
So can't we?
No, listen, you're preaching to the choir, man.
So for me, I recognize sometimes it's hard for me to talk about myself because, I'm not just one thing. Like some people would think that, okay, Natanya, that holier than thou, people put labels on you. And how the hell do you live up to these expectations? Especially when you don't see or feel that within yourself. And yes, many times we do. It's like, for example, when I first wrote my book, many called The Night Table, and people were like, I never knew you were an author, or I never saw you writing a book like this, and so on and so forth. And I, at first, was taken back because I'm thinking, they're right, but at the end of the day, no, you have no explaining or any explanation because it's already done. And if there wasn't a divine purpose to do something, especially when you know it comes from the core of your soul, you don't have any explaining to do, because those who understands and connect
will understand.
It's
not for everyone.
And it's not for the masses.
Yeah.
And over time, just maybe, but you don't spend time on that.
I love that.
So, having said, I am just a person who loves nature. People call me so many different names, nature queen, the whole bit, because nature, I am one with nature. I feel the wind. It speaks to me. It's a place I go to ground myself. Not that you don't ground yourself in so many different ways, people do. But for me, I connect so much with the outdoors. And many of you know that. But, as we go along, you will learn so much more about me. Wow. And about my sister.
It's so funny. I believe I met Natanya at a time that I needed her. It's just like, when people come into your life, you need them for some reason. It could be good or it could be bad. It could be even explaining who you are as a person. Because sometimes you don't even know who you are. As Natanya mentioned, we also talk about people pleasers. And to the point that sometimes you don't even know who you are. Because I mentioned that because of all the crowd, the noises, you're with a group of friends and you've been with them for a while. You guys start acting alike. You're living together, your periods get in sync and everybody's having their period at the same time. Energy don't lie. So what's happening is the whole collective is just having that whole energy experience. That whole energy experience. And as I said earlier, when Natanya came into my life at a good time, is that I start questioning a lot of the stuff that was making me thinking that I was doing things not of myself, but other persons. You know what I mean? I dated this guy after marriage, a year and a half, 2 years, and I was doing things not of myself because again, I've become a people pleaser. He would like me more if I do certain things, but after you do certain things and you start feeling uncomfortable, but you say that, but that's just not me. And you would keep thinking, why are we doing things to people please others? What is it that you truly want for yourself? What is it that you want? Why do I feel this way? And this is how I started even in selling, when I started selling the sex toys, Natanya. I think I told you, I did it for, you know what I believe? I believe that the creator, God, whatever people want to call it, called the universe, he says, you know what, Donna's going to identify with toys because that's the only way that she could get off. But there was a bigger purpose behind it. So when I started, women would come to me and talking about their inability to have orgasms, their inability to communicate, their ability to keep quiet, or having all these noises in their head, the ability to not even explore their body, their ability to even have questions, even if somebody said something that they don't like, they didn't have a rebuttal because they kept quiet because they want other person to like them. So these were a bunch of questions. And I did that for many years of not listening, thinking I'm doing the right thing. And then I had my haha moment and like, oh my God, this is just a door, an open door for me to get into women's health and wellness and understanding the true essence of who we are. Like we're this being. We birth people out of our womb. We spit out people out of our womb. Women, you don't understand how friggin' powerful you are. Jesus, I'm teeth hard.
I'm feeling it. You mentioned something. You mentioned about me coming into your life at the time that I did. Well, you did the same. But guess what? If it wasn't for my book, I probably would not have met you the time I did. It was someone I knew. And they said to me, oh, girl, I love your book. And I got to introduce you to this woman. Her name is Donna. She's going to be here at this time at tonight. You got to come. And I was like, oh my God, I'm so tired. What do you mean I got to come? I came and we just clicked. We so clicked. So the divine, I'm telling you, the energy, always follow your gut in what it is that you need to do because it leads us to oh my goodness. It just, exactly, the dots are just really connected.
You remember back in the days when we used to go to school and then we have the book colored dots, that the 1, 2, 3, and when you put all the dots together, it comes out in a beautiful picture.
Yes.
Think about that as a divine plan.
It is a divine
for all of us.
It really
if we can connect the dots, all the dots that we're going through to life, then we'll see the full picture completely. But if complete the full dot, it's like a half puzzle. You can't see the full picture.
Exactly.
Jesus, please.
And it's like we came together and we just been evolving ever since.
Yeah. So yes, just because this is our first episode, we're gonna make it nice and sweet. We want to just introduce ourselves about the new episode of Timeless Moments because we're definitely going to be reminiscing of the time back and how things have changed and evolved and how we have grown. And I'm hoping that our audience will also grow with us. Right, Nat? Right. So when we start this, I want you to help us grow our tribe by sharing and liking and commenting, and let's have a party together. Because when two or more are gathered, things are going to change.
Well, it certainly is. Get ready.
Listen, we're going to blow this out of the water because we're coming to be authentic. We're coming from the spiritual part of life. We're going to come from the physical. We're talking about our stories. We created a group called Healing Through Storytelling. So this platform is going to be open on here. Most of the time, it's Nathan and I are going to be having our conversation. Once in a while, we probably will be interjecting maybe a couple an audience or two to see where this goes. But to be honest, we're here to learn and teach. To learn and teach.
And grow with you.
Exactly.
Grow with all of you.
All of you. So don't, we haven't figured out where, which day we're going to be dropping this, but just bear with us. At least this is our first episode, but always come back to hear Donna and Natanya at Timeless Moments. Have an awesome day.
Have an awesome day.